Okay. For this project, we're going to start with the inside of the store, putting some suggestion of stuff happening in there with some light, and the entrance right there, the floor all the way in. So for this, I'm going to be using Burnt Umber, Burnt Sienna, Cadmium Orange, Cadmium Yellow Light, and White. We will start, I'm using a round brush and a bright or flat. So we're going to start with using flat brush. Dip my brush in water. So I'm gonna dip my brush in Burnt Umber, put a bit of white in there. Josie, do you want to know what the colors are before I?
Yeah, I lost power.
It's okay. All right. Okay, so Burnt Umber, Burnt Sienna, Cadmium Orange, Cadmium Yellow Light, and White.
Okay.
You're welcome. So we're going to start with a light brown, Burnt Umber and White, and then gradually we're going to go into a dark one, dark colored inside. So from here, start now adding Burnt Umber, and blend the light with the dark. So I grabbed a bit of Burnt Umber. You don't have to wet your brush or clean your brush. Just add Burnt Umber and put it on top like this, and then softly blend the light with the dark. Don't push too hard on your brush. Now I'm going to add more Burnt Umber. I didn't wash my brush. I still have some of the light Burnt Umber on it, but this is darker, you see? Look, this is darker. So I'm going to go slowly in. More Burnt Umber. Kind of now like just Burnt Umber, really. I can see kind of a detail in there, which is more, it looks like a counter on the right hand side, and it's on an angle. That's right here. It's faint, it goes on an angle. It's not because of the actual detail of the counter. It's just because it gives this inviting look. There's a line that creates that narrow passage inside. So that's why I want to put it in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and then I'll stop so you can catch up with this part, because I know it's sometimes not easy. It's like chocolate color. All right, so I'm going to go from here. And then just on an angle. Again, straight line, and then push your brush down on an angle. Doesn't matter if it's right or not. I mean, like, if the actual perspective is right. We're not doing detail here. We're just kind of putting some detail, a bit of movement. That's all we're doing. And texture, that's all. Okay. I'm going to pause. Okay, so I'm going to take now Burnt Umber and just kind of paint the background here with Burnt Umber to make it darker. And then we're going to switch to different colors. And also here. Just this corner. Okay, so in this area we have wall. We don't have to worry about this. Now, I'm going to take again Burnt Umber and just kind of a little bit up here, so it doesn't look like it's disconnected. A little bit here, and then we're going to switch to different colors. I'm going to work from top to bottom, kind of. Actually, no, wait. Okay, let's do this. Let's take a bit of white, put it in the Burnt Umber. Now, let's give this background kind of a silhouette of something happening, and then we're going to glaze it in different colors. I'm going to switch. I'm going to wait for it to dry, and then I will change the values. Just kind of play around with the shapes. Doesn't have to look like anything. This one here looks like flowers. This one here, but the rest you really don't have to make it look like anything specific. Looks like there's something inside. I'm going to pause for a minute so you can do this, and then we're going to glaze it in more of a oranges as well, because we're going to put some orange colors to create an illusion of lights in there, in here. And then we're going to project this orange on some of the objects in the store. I'm recording, so I'm going to start with top part, and I'm going to go down from here down. So I'm going to take burnt sienna, mix orange with burnt sienna. In the reference, there's a big chandelier, I think, or something that looks like a chandelier. So we're gonna kind of ignore this. And just keep working with oranges. Mix my burnt sienna with cadmium orange. With my brush, flat brush or bright, I'm gonna add oranges, orange color, mixed with burnt sienna. Now again, burnt sienna, orange. I'm gonna come here, dab a bit of this orange, because this is the glow of the light. So I'm just gonna dab a bit of this orange here and there inside, kind of like a glaze. There. So this looks like now as if whatever is in the ceiling light is glowing on the objects inside. But we're not done yet. We're going to get some yellows mixed with a bit of orange and put some lights in here. But I'm just waiting for the color to dry, for the paint to dry. Okay, so now I have, let's see, I'm going to try this and see how it goes. Yeah, it looks good to me. This is orange and burnt sienna. See how strong? It will dry darker. But we need this kind of glow.
My orange is very orange, it's already on there.
It's orange already?
Yeah, it's quite bright orange,
Okay.
so it's not changing it much, but that's okay. Yours looks lighter on the camera.
On the camera, yeah. Yeah, I can see it. It does look like light.
Mine looks like I could almost add white to it if I wanted to match yours.
It's okay. Doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be. You know, perfect. Just a suggestion. We're going to be putting some bulbs, you know, light in there, and also take some burnt umber and burnt sienna, and just go over if you find that it's too light, too bright. Go over and tone it down if you feel like it needs to be toned down. But honestly, we're not going to see most of these things that we're doing right now. Once we start working on the outside, we're not going to see them. It's just going to be just a background thing. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Right, I'm going to take my brush at this point. And if I find that by the time it's dry that it's too light, then I will tone it down, glaze it.
Adding white to mine, it looks better.
Okay.
Just a little bit. Me too. 13 says it today.
So right now what I'm going to do is put a hint of light in the ceiling.
With just the yellow?
Yellow and a bit of orange in there. Actually, yellow, I'm sorry. Hold on. Yellow, a little bit of orange and white. I saw it. You're disconnected, yes. I will try to connect you again. I'll check the Wi-Fi. Now I'm using, with a round brush, just burnt umber, and I'm putting a little bit of a detail on these bulbs or light to make them look like they're, you know, hanging from the ceiling on wires. A hint. I'm going to take white with the round brush. And I'm going to put a tiny bit of white inside, like this. So it looks like it's the bulb. And we're going to leave it at that. That's it, enough. We don't need more than that. Now, I'm going to put some burnt umber behind the stuff in the window to give some depth. Round brush. And let's kind of... I know there will be flowers in here behind the window, but still. I might change my mind and put change the display to something else. So burnt umber. There we go. Some burnt sienna to soften the transition between the bright orange and the dark brown, especially at the top. All right, it's good. So since we're working with this color, orange color, we can do the lantern. Inside the lantern, mixing burnt sienna and orange, just burnt sienna and orange. Now I'm going to take orange I'm going to wait for it to dry, and then I'm going to go to the yellows. Okay, so for the window, I'm using burnt umber and white to put a shelf here. Again, I'm adding a little bit more white. To highlight part of the shelf, not the whole thing. And I'm going to take burnt sienna, a little bit of white, not too much, just a bit, and paint these pots in the window. We're going to put some flowers in those.
I'm sorry, Leah, what was that at?
Burnt sienna and a bit of white.
Wait.
Burnt umber and white. I'll change my brush into a smaller round. A bit more white. I don't want them to be too white, too light, but a couple lighter than, the ones in the front, lighter than the ones in the back. That's a bit of burnt sienna with white. And I'm going to put a couple of pots in the back. And a hint of something in here. Although we're gonna be putting flowers in here. But still, right now, again, the same, brown and white, but a little bit more brown, burnt umber, darker, just a little bit darker, less white. And I'm gonna put something, okay, more. Just want it to be in the background. All right, that's good. All right. Let's put a tiny bit of more detail, but not much, because this is in the window. And I am using bright colors, I mean warm colors, so they will advance. You see them more. All right. Shelf is dry, so I'm going to highlight it a bit. Not all the way in, just in the front here. Don't highlight the whole thing, the whole shelf. Just a bit in the center, in the middle. What else? Yes. So let's put more burnt sienna. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna need burnt umber with this burnt sienna. It's not gonna be enough. Okay. Oh dear, it's blending with the background. That's more burnt umber. Okay. Let's take a bit of white and burnt umber. Maybe I'm not gonna put a plant over there, a planter inside. Let's keep it simple. Because if I put a pot here and some flowers in, I'm gonna cover all this. So let's put objects. Maybe candles. and I am not putting colors on purpose because I want them to be there, but not too strong. So I'm just kind of putting a brown, burnt umber. Okay. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to take burnt umber because we need this dark depth in between the pots. And I'm just going to put some burnt umber in here since we're working with it. Darken a bit the edge. with burnt umber because there's a beautiful light in here, soft light. So it's a good idea to darken the edges a bit. We're just using burnt umber, so we're good. And we don't have to have sharp detail where the edges are of the canvas. This is burnt sienna with a bit of burnt umber. I'm going to put it here. Actually, maybe I should just use burnt umber more in here. Just a hint of a pot in this area. I will work on it a little bit more once we get there. All right, that's good. Okay, good. So looking at this reference right now, at this painting, I think I'm going to extend the light here and make this into glass. It was suggested, and I think it was suggested that I do that. I think it's a good idea. I like the idea of putting a bit of light in here as well, like this part, so that continues. So I'm using now burnt umber. I'm going to take, let's put some burnt sienna. I'm using Winsor & Newton burnt sienna. It's a little bit more orangey. And cadmium orange. Same way, same idea. A little bit of yellow. Mixed, yellow mixed with the orange. Okay, good. All right, that's enough. Let's take a round brush, mix yellow, orange, yellow. Lots of yellow and a bit of orange and white. Okay. And let's put a couple of lights in here. Let's do lower one, down here, upper, and lower here. It's not about being accurate, it's about shapes and suggestion. And so I'm not trying to be accurate about these lights or then put them in a specific area. So this is good. I think it's enough. All right. Let's take white, put it in this orange. And then let's put a bit, a suggestion of the bulb inside. And the last thing we're going to do is the burnt umber. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, that's it. It's done for this week. And I really like the way it looks. We'll continue next week.